volume up, man?
Yeah, I'm good now. Everyone want to say their name?
Michelle,
Tyson. Rick.
Emma,
I'm Marley.
I'm Sarah.
Thank you all for coming today. I wanted to start off by asking who here loves nature and enjoys being out in the great wilderness, whether that be beaches, kayaking, hiking, trails, and all that Mother Nature has to offer. I think everyone here enjoys that and enjoys partaking in a lot of these activities that we sometimes take for granted. I want us to think about how littering and pollution impacts the nature that we all share and that we all love, and how it impacts the wildlife that we love to see and that we cherish so much. Let me start off by asking the question, how bad is the pollution problem in America? Well, for starters, we produce 300 million tons of plastic, and half of that is single use. And even worse, only 9% of that actually gets recycled. So most of this ends up in landfills, the ocean, roadways, and nature. That's a statistic from the Florida Museum of Natural History. And this problem ruins not only the nature, but it also impacts the creatures that live in it as well. The marine animals, for example, it's estimated from WWF Australia that 100,000 marine animals die each year as a direct result of pollution and littering. 40% of our land has been changed and degraded permanently as a result of pollution and littering. So I think it's safe to say that it's a pretty serious problem, and one that we all see driving down the road or when we're experiencing nature. The good news is there are organizations like WWF and AAH that work to minimize the damage that we do. AAH, Adopt a Highway, it's in 17 states. They work with businesses to promote them on roadways and get their name out a little more, but also they take the revenue from that and use that to keep the community a little cleaner. It helps the business, it helps the community stay cleaner, and it also helps the taxpayers. So less money that has to be spent in order to do that through other means. So we know it's a problem, and it's a big problem. So what can we do to minimize and reverse some of the damage we've done? Well, for one, we can use our purchasing power. You know, if we are spending money at businesses that are Adopt a Highway affiliates, or that opt to use recycled goods and strive to reduce their carbon footprint, we can give feedback to the businesses that we love and tell them what we want through the purchasing power that we have, and choose establishments that are already doing these things through paper straws, recycling programs, and just overall good choices from a pollution standpoint. We can also get active in the local governments, laws, legislation that comes up if we're getting active in voting and making sure that our voices are heard as far as what we want to see done with our land and our beautiful nature. We can also find local programs to donate either time or money and get out there and really make a difference. We could also take recycling more serious, be active with separating out the recycled materials that we get, minimizing what's going to a landfill, choosing to take a reusable bag to Walmart. All small changes that, if done in numbers, can make a huge impact. With all that being said, you know, I think it's obvious we have a problem, but there are great steps that we can take to reduce these issues. So I hope the next time you or someone you know litters or thinks about littering, you know, we take a moment to pause and think about all the animals and the nature that's impacted as a result. Thank you for coming.